What's up, YouTube? Ventmar here. So I'm kind of doing a profile for a different game. I've been a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z for God knows how long. If anybody has ever seen anything else I've done, I did a Dokkan video, when regular Gogeta first came out. I was just a huge fan of Gogeta and super happy that I pulled the character. But I've always been a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z since I was a kid. And so the fact that Bandai finally created their own Dragon Ball Z card game instead of letting another company take the reins like they have in the past. I don't remember the last one that held it. I really couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It was basically a complete remake of the original card game, which it got a fair few sets, the original, but then it just it just died because the popularity died off. But I think with the resurgence of Dragon Ball Super coming out, it really has hit an uptick again. So I'm kind of hoping this game sticks around for a little bit, hoping some local tournaments pop up here and there where I live, because I would love to get to them and love to learn how to play. I will preface the video with saying I really don't know a massive amount about this card game. It just looks really fun. I've play tested a little bit with all the rules that are in the game with a couple of friends that I built 2 different decks. If you guys want to see the second deck that I built, just thumbs up the video as much as physically possible. I'm not going to set a goal because I'm a smaller channel and goals don't matter for shit. So I've always been a huge fan of Broly. So I built his deck, and I will say this card game, other than the special rares, is really a really cheap card game, and it may get more expensive as we go, like the new Super Saiyan Blue Vegito that's coming out of the next set that actually should drop today. It's on eBay for like $200 right now, but that was a pre-order, so I guarantee it's probably going to be like 50, 60 bucks for one of them, maybe 70 when it's mass produced. Because it's a one of that you can only play one in the deck for Super Saiyan Blue Vegito because it states on the card. But the game looks really fun, so I'm just going to go ahead and go over the deck real quick. It is Broly, so this is the main, and then you have your Awakening, which is the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Basically how Broly plays is anytime things happen, when this card is attacked, both players choose one card from their hand and place it into the drop area. That's a really good ability, and then basically you play around that with like Broly's Ring. I will say one thing I'm not a huge fan of in this card game, because of how thick some of the foils are, like the player cards, they do tend to curve, and not horrible, but you'll kind of see me doing this with it. It's not damaging the card when you do this. If anybody plays card games much, it just kind of works the card a little bit trying to get it back. But I do love the art for the card game. Now I've already spouted on for the last 3 minutes, almost 2.5 minutes, about how much this card game is awesome. So let's go ahead and get into the deck. I promise anybody who is watching this, I will set a start time for the actual deck profile. So let's go ahead and start it with 4 of your main deck Broly. Any card, this is one thing that I really like about the card game. So any of these, like down here in the bottom, my camera doesn't want to focus, come on, focus. You can have up to 4 of the same named kind of card in a deck. Of this name, but they can have different card numbers. So like you could have as many of this named Broly down here, but as long as this, you can only have 4 of the same named. At least that's as far as I've read for rules. If I'm wrong, please, like I said, if anybody wants to correct me, I always have if you're gonna say stupid shit like, you're fucking stupid, you can't play this game, I'm gonna delete your comment, because I really couldn't give a shit what you think. But, corrective criticism, if you guys know the game much better than I do, and hey, nope, that's not exactly how you play it, please correct me. I would love to learn more about this game than I do. But this Broly, he's an auto. When you play this card, you get to look at the top 7 cards from your deck and add 1 green Broly among them to your hand. So that's really good because it can get you to your evolution Broly and things like that really quick. Let's go ahead and flip this guy now. And then so into that we have 3 Trunks. This card cannot attack battle cards, which, it's not bad. It's basically you use him to try to attack the player. And then Best card in game, Human Shield Krillin. Awesome. Krillin loves to die. He's a blocker. Blockers in games like this are always really good. If anybody has ever played Kaijudo or Duel Masters, blockers, always really good. Or Magic. I think there's blockers in Magic. I've never actually played Magic the Gathering. I know I'm a weird card player because most have. I just never could get into Magic. And then we have our cost 2s, Overflowing Bio-Warrior Army. When this card is placed into the drop area from the battle area, and if your leader card is Broly, you may place one card from your hand into the drop area, and if you do, play this card. So that's really cool. So you can self-sacrifice card from hand and then just bring it right back, which is really cool. One of your fuelers for the deck is Paragus. Basically, when you play him, you auto-search. You're basically going to search your deck for Broly's Ring. When you play this card, you may place one card from your hand to the drop area. If you do, choose one and activate one Broly's Ring. So turn 2, you play this, you get another cost 2 card basically for free by discarding a card, which is really good. And you need Broly's Ring because where Broly says both players have to discard, Broly's Ring shuts that down to where only your opponent has to discard. 4 Son Goku, they're basically just your generic 2s. 2 Friend Summoning Son Gohan, basically there to try to search your blocker Krillins, because you want Krillin to die. 2 Trunks Protector of Children. When you combo this card, and your leader card is green and your life is 4 or less, draw 1 card and add plus 10,000 to this card's combo for the duration. So that's really good. Your combo's over here, by the way. 2 Son Goten, Family of Justice. During your turn, when you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So when you combo with this card, that's really, really good. You cost 1 energy to combo with this card, and then you're basically nixing off one of their damn cards. 2 Son Gohan, Family of Justice. He's another blocker. Oh, sorry. 3 Son Gohan, Family of Justice. Again, blockers, really good. 2 Tenacious Vegeta. Revenge, when this card attacks, KO the attack, or when this card is attacked, KO the attacking card after battle. This card cannot be attacked by a leader card. Because obvious reasons, you can't revenge a leader card because they can't technically be knocked out. 2 Energy Power Gotenks. When this card attacks a leader card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it into the drop area. So basically this is another kind of card that goes along with Broly because you're basically forcing your opponent to ditch their hand. 1 cost 4 Furious Yell Vegeta. He has Double Strike, which means you inflict 2 damage instead of 1 when he wins a battle. And then once per turn during main, place 1 card from your life area to the drop area, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So which is actually really cool. And then we're going to get into the Evo cards, or a couple of the Evo cards. 2 Super Saiyan Gotenks. These are really cool. One thing I do love about this game is even just their rares are hollow. These are rares. These are not super rares or anything like that. But these are rares. So for a cost, 3 green, 1 anything, and during battle you can evolve it, and then when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode, then draw 1 card. So that is amazing. So as soon as he comes into play, he also has Double Strike, which means your opponent loses 2 life. 1 cost 6, he's a Triple Strike, inflict 3 damage instead of 1. You just play the 1 cost 6 regular Super Saiyan Broly. To evolve your other Son Gohans, Awakening Rage Son Goku, cost of 5 total, 3 green, 2, he's got Double Strike, and then if Krillin is in your drop area, this card gains Triple Strike. That goes along with running your blocker Krillins, because basically your blocker Krillins are gonna die. So throughout the video I've said you want your Krillins to die, you want your Krillins to die. Then the big ones, and like I said, the game's really not expensive unless you play SPRs. I went and paid and picked up these guys. These are the special rare Brolys. I really wanted them because, like I said, I am a huge Broly fan. I have 3 of the regular super rare. I don't know where they are. Oh, there's one. This is the regular super rare version of Broly the Rampaging Horror. It's the exact, these guys are the exact same card. There's no difference other than art, and this one is a hell of a lot harder to find. So he is a cost 6 normal if you just want to bring him in, or if you want to evolve him normally. Or if you do it during battle, he costs 4 green, 1 colorless, 1 anything for energy, and then double strike, so 2 damage to your opponent, and then auto, when you play this card, choose up to 2 cards from your opponent's hand at random, place them into the drop area. He's a +3, he's a 3,000 power, and if you play him to combo, he's a +10,000 power for 1 energy. So he's huge. So this is basically what you're going into. I've looked at the Japanese meta. Basically, apparently Broly, if we ever get to there in the game, if it continues, because Japan looks like it's doing really well for this card game, Broly becomes one of the best decks in the game because of Super Saiyan 4 Broly and these in the main deck. If I ever feel like picking another one up, I may buy one more of these. They're just really expensive. When they first came out, they were 100 plus. They've dropped down to about anywhere from 40 to 60, depending if you can find them at the right time. Some people still want 70 plus for them. I got really lucky and found mine for about 35 or 40. Really trusted sellers. It was really cool that I got on eBay when I did, because all of the other listings for that cheap went as soon as they hit eBay. So I'm gonna put these up here because they're gorgeous. And then go ahead and get into like the battle cards. We have 2 Broly's Ring. It's basically because of Paragus, I don't think you really need more than this. Once they start getting cards that let you just kill off battle cards easily, or things like this, I may up this more, but because Paragus just goes ahead and says, play this, I don't think you need more than that currently. Correct me if I'm wrong, like I said, guys. 1 full power energy, it's a counter card, negate the attack, then choose up to 1 opponent battle card with an energy cost of 1 or less and KO it. And then you have 4 Family Kamehameha. This thing is amazing for a cost 1. Activate during main, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO that card. And then 3 King Vegeta's Surprise Attack. Activate during main, or activate during battle, choose 1 of your battle cards that gains plus 10,000 power and revenge. So when this card is attacked, KO the attacking card. So if you activate during battle and your opponent attacks that card, then basically it becomes revenge and you're going to KO that card no matter what. So this is really, really good. So that's literally the deck in a nutshell. Let me know what you guys think of the deck. I mean, I seriously threw this deck together kind of on the fly. It's just a really fun card game, at least from what I've been playing and testing. So please let me know what you guys think. I'm a huge Broly fan. I've got like Super Saiyan 4. I've got the card from Japan that was from the Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Heroes card game. I don't have it on me right now, I'm sorry. Sorry. But it's such a fun card game to play. I love playing the deck. I've played a few games against other people playing Broly and Goku and things like that, and it's a really, really fun card game. So I know this has been a little bit longer of a video. It's going on about 12 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video now, and I hope you guys will thumbs up to see the other deck. I will go ahead and just kind of show you what it is. Yellow is a pain in the ass because it basically is just a counter-based deck, and it's real dumb, but it's really fun. And you basically get to throw the Ginyu Force at things with Frieza, which is fun. Hopefully I can bring you guys a blue deck profile with Super Saiyan God Goku, and then maybe eventually, if the card is cheap enough, I may build a Super Vegito, Super Blue Vegito deck and show that off. Oop, oh god, I knocked the camera over. Okay, if you guys want to see the Super Blue Vegito deck, like I said, if it's a cheap enough card, like maybe 50, 60 bucks, I may pick it up just because I love Super Vegito. And he's my leader card right now on Dokkan because heroes are fun. So, hope you guys like it, and peace, guys.